of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away.
And good. Tuesday morning here on the Chip Matthews Show, bright and early, 6 a.m. Wake up. Let's hear those feet hit the floor. That's what they're supposed to do. Let's get up out of bed, start going toward the shower, get ready to get up, get out. And part of the day, I got up this morning and at my wonderful hour of 4 a.m. and got a shower. Got to thinking, and I think I'm thinking now. And then I walk outside, and it's a light sprinkle in the air. And here it is, April 15th, tax day, stress alert. Yes, that's right. But yesterday, and I've been putting it off. I had some stuff I needed to file. I promised my accountant I'd get it there on time. So I showed up at noon yesterday and gave it to him. He said, good, I'll be filed on time. But you never know. They do a great job. And, it doesn't take them long to count my money. So that's that. So here we are on the radio. You got something on your mind this morning, bright and early, getting out of bed, getting moving around. 601-879-0002. 601-879-0002. Give us a call. And I was listening to the mayor talk about the sinkhole that he would like you to stay away from. He says it has failed again. Y'all, if it's the one that I keep seeing on TV, besides the failure, you failed to go out there and check on it before an oak tree had started growing in it. Let's go cut that tree and count the rings in that tree and see how long that tree's been growing in that sinkhole that just failed. Come on, people. And I mean, there's sinkholes everywhere. And then they're due to the infrastructure collapsing. Let's see what else the news headline says are going on. Emergency officials in Vicksburg are preparing for the floods. Oh, a flood. Imagine that. The water's coming down the river. I heard Benny Thompson say something. He said that, morning, Ricky Gray, that it's been raining up north. So that means that water's going to come down the river and impact us here in Mississippi. Well, that would be correct. And it does it every year. And everybody freaks out. And they're saying it's going to flood and it's going to happen and that's going to happen. Well, it's been flooding in Mississippi forever. I think some of you will remember it's always happened around Easter time because remember in 79, the great Easter flood. Yeah. And we've had others since then, but nothing as great as that one. I mean, that was a flood. I remember I was dating a girl in North Jackson and back in then I was 18. And I volunteered because I was a pretty good swimmer to swim around and go into people's houses and help float things. I floated out in the Eastover area. I floated a grand piano out of a house. Yes, I did. And then all of that. Let's see what else we got. Candidates getting hands-on ahead of mayor's runoff. Well, yes, they are. They're out there pushing the flesh, asking for people. There was a thing going around in Canton, and I'm still trying to investigate. But the funny thing about it is the people that were they were saying it's ICE going from house to house in Canton. No, no, it was Democratic operatives going out trying to find people to get in the car to go and do absentee balloting. Yes, that's what they were doing. And, yes, you knock on doors. Yes, you do this, but, if you're getting shady out there, there's a rumor going around out there that some of you are passing the cash around Canton trying to get the votes. And then some various forms of intimidation. Imagine that. But yes, it goes on. And for people to say it done, let's say MDOT work will close lanes on Spring Ridge Road in Clinton. Former intern sheriff reports to prison. I'll be glad when they report some more people to prison from Canton, Mississippi. Suspect arrested in the Pearl dice game shooting where they shot the guy in the head on an illegal dice game in Pearl. Imagine that. And then, but the big thing today is taxes, y'all. Y'all need to put that on high on your list. And then, of course, you need to be thinking about going to church. I mean, being tax day and all. I know none of you lie on your taxes, but if you need to be forgiven for your taxes, then you need to go and go to church. Not only that, it's Easter week. So you got to go to church. We've got to get people back to places where people gather. That's what's wrong with the election process is, I was watching some shows from the last night on how the world worked back in the 1700s. And it was, it was all those famous people that signed the Declaration of Independence. And they used to meet when they weren't in church, they would meet in bars and pubs, as they call them, pubs. Pub sounds better than bar, I guess. But anyway, and I guess they'd get full and decide that they wanted to go beat up some redcoats. And that's what went on. And, but we gathered and we talked about what we wanted in life back then, and these were secret meetings, are meetings held in bars and places, but people gathered. And we don't gather enough to talk about the things we need to fix. It's easy to have the news media try to do the gathering, but they really miss the point and seem sometimes to have an agenda that is not of the view that we are looking for, And then, each neighborhood, you have your HOAs and everybody hates, it kills me how much people hate the rules of their HOA in most cases. And when they moved in there into that area, they knew what that was, but they lived in other places before they got there. And they're not used to being governed. They say, this is my piece of property. This is what I want. Well, and then you go in in the situation up the road here in Lake Caroline where they go, we've been here forever. And now you're going to throw a commercial business into our neighborhood. These are things that happen, but I mean, over time and look, these HOA groups that run these groups, let's say, for instance, the homeowners association, the people taking the money, and sometimes they're run by the builders of that area. They have ways of changing the rules inside the covenants from time to time, just to let you know. So you got to stay on top of what goes on. Politics is everywhere, whether it's a contract you're signing or anything, but you have to stay on top of it. And we say all that to say this: you can vote again today, absentee, to where you will not make the mistake of not being able to show up on next Tuesday week. We decide who's going to be the Democrat in charge to be dealt with, to be beat. That's it. And, I talk a lot about Canton because I'm on the ballot in Canton, but I'm not on the Canton ballot until the good ballot comes out in June. I'm the Republican. I am who's going to be there to save everything. I busted out Ridgeway Lane. Remember that mess? Yes, Ricky Gray. Yes, I do. But we have to do something. We have to move forward and fix things. And so remember, go to church, go talk to your people, see what your people in your area want, give your views to other people. That's why we gather, and then we decide who we're going to vote for. And you vote for on your own, but as you talk among each other, you'll find things out. Like, for instance, in Canton, people are going, did that girl really get in trouble for all of that? Did that girl really change the grades on all those people? Did that girl really lose her license? Is she really being controlled by the law firm? Yes, 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 yes. And in Hinds County, in Jackson, did Choate Ray really do all that stuff he's accused of? Did Jody Owens do that stuff? Did anybody do this stuff? Have they been guilty of this stuff? Have they been proven to be guilty? Well, let's put it this way. It doesn't matter what Choate Ray has done. Okay? Jackson sucks. Period. The sinkholes are everywhere. The problems exist everywhere. Nothing's been done. He's waiting on more money from Daddy, and I call Daddy the federal government and Benny Thompson's efforts to get money into that area. And of course, with Trump there, that's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Okay, Ricky Gray, I'll give you one more little mention there. Jackson is a hellhole, and you have spoken the truth. You have spoken the truth. Jackson is a hellhole, and they're slowly making parts of Madison County a hellhole in Benny Thompson's district. Understand that Benny Thompson's district is the worst district in all of America. And Benny wants it that way, and he wants to beat the people down and not take care of them. And we have to decide what we're going to do in another, we got a year and a half, 15, 16 months. And then it's election time for a congressman again. And we better be making sure Benny Thompson is gone. Let's take a break right here on the Chip Matthews Show, the new bright and early show to get your coffee rolling in the morning and getting you on your way to work. Yes, get up, get out of bed. I'll be right back.
Cutting-edge technology to provide fast, expert care for all household pets. Our hours of operation are weeknights 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. and 24 hours on weekends and holidays. Our phone number is 601-790-1918 and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Because when it comes to your pet's health, trust the team that's fast, reliable, and compassionate.
Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association wants you to stay away from downed power lines. Downed power lines carry the risk of deadly electric shock, even if the broken wire is not sparking. If a wire is crossing a road or driveway, avoid the area and keep others away. If you see a downed power line, back away and call your utility company or 911. When you call, be prepared to provide the specific address or location of the downed power line so a repair crew can get there as quickly as possible. This safety message brought to you by Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association.
Efficient and trouble-free payroll processing is crucial to a business's success, and a lot of businesses are struggling with it. PeopleLease, a local payroll provider, not only offers top-of-the-line software, but also provides on-demand payroll support services. With PeopleLease, you're never on your own at every step of your payroll process. PeopleLease has the expertise in managing payroll challenges and will work hard to understand your business and employees. That's what makes PeopleLease the perfect choice for you and your business. Learn more online at peoplelease.com.
Pops Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality cars, trucks, and SUVs. Priced to fit your budget. At Pops Auto, we specialize in trucks. From four-wheel drives to diesels, our satisfied repeat buyers know Pops has one of the largest truck inventories for any independent dealer, period. Browse Pops inventory at popsautosalesllc.com and get pre-approved for a zero down payment with approved credit. With warranties and service contracts available. Pops Auto Sales, your home for trucks. Highway 49 South in Florence.
Hey, everybody, it's John at Two Gun Tactical. We're having Kim Wade Wednesdays at both locations. So you come in and mention Kim Wade on a Wednesday, you get half-price range fees. Hey, if you're a member, we're going to give you an extra free target just for mentioning Kim Wade Show. Come on in and work on your shooting and exercise that 2A right that if we don't fight for it, we won't have it much longer. It's twoguntactical.com. That's the number 2, guntactical.com.
Can anyone in Jackson say the name of Bravo, Broad Street, and Salon Mickey's Catering Company?
Yes.
Let's find out.
Mangia Benny.
Mangia Ben.
Mangia Benet.
It actually is Mangia bene. Mangia bene. It's mangia bene. It means eat well in Italian, and it's the catering group for Bravo, Broad Street, and Sal and Mickey's.
Mangia Bene Catering. Choose us, and you'll always eat well. 3 restaurants, 1 call. Mangia Bene Catering.
Mangia bene.
Men, let's talk about low testosterone. Do you suffer from any of these symptoms? Low sex drive, ED. Are you always tired, depressed? You have loss of muscle mass? You're obese? Maybe you have loss of focus and drive? Then you, my friends, may suffer from low testosterone. Let my buddies over at Men's Health in Mississippi, located right there in Madison, check your numbers today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. Check them out online at menshealthms.com. That's menshealthms.com. Men's Health Mississippi.
Hi, this is Lee Atkins for Home Care Plus Medical in Ridgeland, announcing our Mother and Father's Day sale beginning April 2nd. All Pride lift chairs will be $300 to $500 off suggested retail pricing as our Atlanta Braves fan special. So come in, mention you're looking for the Braves special, and we will help you select the best lift chair for you or your loved one. That's right, the Pride lift chair, $300 to $500 off MSRP. Many other items are on special pricing right now as well. So come see us at Home Care Plus Medical in Ridgeland.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here's your host, Chip Matthews.
And we're back on a Tuesday morning, waking you up, getting you out of bed. I'm looking online. I see everybody that's listening online. I want to say hello to a buddy of mine from high school, or I remember the first time I met him. I think we met over at Pine Acres in Canton, Mississippi. Jeff Bullen, I see you're online. And your brother Sammy used to come in and eat at my restaurant all the time. But I remember them growing up. It's good to see my friends from when I was growing up online and keeping up with what's going on in the world, because I see him like comments on me all the time. And I mean to sit down and take some time and talk to some people on Facebook. But y'all, I just don't have time right now to do what I need to do. But when I'm sitting up here, it's kind of like, this is kind of my kingdom when I'm on the radio. I feel like I'm in a safe place. It's where, since I was 15, I've been on the radio, and I'm 63 now. So long in the tooth. Yeah. I'll be around for a little while longer anyway. But anyway, also, or at least until I get through being mayor of Canton, when all you people get out and vote. But we're here on the radio today to remind you that the primaries are coming up, and we're going to do this every day this week. So just get ready for it, because since there's not much else going on in the news other than the fact that the special session has not been called yet. So Mississippi has no budget. That means no budget means no spending. How about that? Wouldn't that be great? We just go without a budget and all of a sudden no spending for a year, and then maybe we could get caught up. Imagine that. That's what happens in my world when I reach in my pocket and only grab lint, and there's no federal funding coming into my pocket to help my pocket. So what do you do then? You don't spend. Figure that one out. Legislators, we could save a whole lot of money if legislators who are Republican. I'm not even talking to the Democratic legislators. I know y'all are idiots, but the Republicans, we're trying to figure out why you don't understand what being a Republican is. Reduce the size of the government, stay within your budget, and your budget is what you collect in Mississippi. I don't think you should be waiting on federal money coming out of the sky, because when federal money comes out of the sky, you should be able to do better things than to just move money around and provide welfare. And basically, it's a voting program. Everybody takes that money and uses it to buy votes. That's all it is. If I help this group of people, I bought me some votes. It's any way you look at it. You're buying votes. And do you know that buying votes is illegal? And why are you buying votes with my money? And because you don't buy, you only spend on certain groups that will fight, that will come in and support you. And you know what people in this town can't be bought is allegedly real Republicans can't be bought. Real Republicans can't be bought. Let me say it one more time. Real Republicans can't be bought. But rhinos, they're in line going, I ain't going to miss out on this money. I'm going to get my share of the money. That's all you think about. You real Republicans don't do that, but the other guys do. Good morning, Jimmy Rogers. I see you're on the air. Look, as we go through the day and see what's going on in the world, we've got to think about what we're doing. And the first place you clean up after a tornado is right at your feet. So where you're standing is where you've got to make your stand. And first thing, there's garbage and all that in your neighborhood, grass isn't cut and all of that. And you know that the city is paying people to do that wherever you're at. I promise you, in a great run city like Madison, Mississippi, where Mayor Mary holds the roost, you don't see tall grass around town. You don't see, there's a lot of other things, but the town is clean. The people that are getting paid do their job. The policemen do their job. Everybody is working together to make Madison a better area. Okay? So now you go to Ridgeland. Parts of Ridgeland are really good. There's another part of Ridgeland that is not so good and going to get worse on County Line Road. You got to worry about that. And you got to understand that Madison, the city, is encompassed by all of this other garbage that is around Madison. And it's like we're a Democratic death hole on the county, and you don't realize it until it's too late. And that's why I get on the air every day and say, look, you've got to fix Madison County. We got to fix the supervisor's race. I guess that's next year. But you got to get ahead. We got to get people doing things, because we go to the supervisors and we say, oh, we need you to do this. Oh, we need you to do that. And they say no. And Paul Griffin in the last meeting just told some people, if you don't like where you live, just move. No, get out there, fix the road, cut the grass, start doing some legislation that makes some damn sense. I mean, y'all, it's too early for me to get this upset, but I guess I will. I mean, it is stupid to think that y'all going to let another election go by and you're not going to get out and vote. And you're going, well, Chip, it's next Tuesday. I like to vote in person. Well, make sure your ass shows up and you do it, because the reality is this. You could vote today. You can vote today through Saturday at noon, absentee. There is no reason to do that. And so, let's see, what does he say here? I apologize. I could be bought, but rest assured, I won't vote cheap. Thank you very much, Jimmy Rogers. Okay. But, the reality is we have to get engaged. We have to find places where we can gather and talk. I would love to be able to talk to everybody in Canton, because everybody in Canton right now is worried about this Camellia Walker winning. And in Canton, and that's the school teacher who is running for mayor, backed by the law firm. We call it the law firm. And they have senators and representatives from representing the state who their parents just jumped off the ballot and they filled their holes and they ran unopposed. But they're in office. One of them even came up with the bill this past year for ejaculation. Yes, there was an ejaculation bill. I hate to even bring it up, but especially this time of the morning. But anyway, they brought it up, and just to get a little recognition for something that meant absolutely nothing. And it didn't go anywhere in the House or Senate, or rather in the Senate. But government's not a play toy, and it's not the play toy, the playground of the firm from Canton, Mississippi. It's not their play toy. And they sitting there going, well, the play toy is about to get all this money from the mega site. It's going to go to the school district in Canton. It's going to go to the city of Canton. They're going to be flush with cash. And all they're doing is lining up to see who is going to be. Let's say if these people are in control of this, then maybe we will be the law firm representing the city, the CMU board, the school board. And, the person that counts the money first is the person that knows how much money came in. The rest of us will never know. That's just the way it is. That was the way it was in the bar business. Whoever counts the money first knows how much they made. And that's period it. So remember that. That is the spoken word of Chip Matthews that will tell you the truth about life and money. It's like, for instance, when you go help a buddy do something and he says, I'm going to pay you $30. And then you find out later that he made $150 off of you actually picking up the work and work. There's no reason to be mad because you agreed to do what you did for $30 and he made extra money on it. That just means he knows what he's doing a little bit more than you do. And now you can't do anything about that. But that's the way politicians treat us. They count the money first. They say, this is how we're going to get what we need to get. We're going to get our cousins in here working here. We're going to get our uncles working there. That's why you got 40 years of corruption in the supervisors in Madison County. You got one guy's been in office for 40, one for 30. Who do you think's got jobs there? And when they wanted to suspend people, who do you think, when they decided they weren't going to suspend 3 people, but suspend 1, was there 2 people there that are entrenched in nepotism? I don't know. But they knew somebody to get their job because that's where you get your job in Madison County. You have to know somebody. And that's period it. Every once in a while, they have to stop and find somebody who can actually do the job. But that don't mean that'll be the person in charge. It'll be somebody else in charge. And I mean, these are real things that go on. And we just sit here and go, I'm going to go to work today. I'm going to make my little bit of money. I'm going to come home and I'll be left alone. And then I'm going to cut my grass on my yard. I'm going to look at my neighbor's yard and be mad about it. And that's why you live in these HOAs where they take care of that. That takes some of the stress off of you because you're not living out there in the real world where the government is sitting out there doing everything to just move along themselves. And they just want to take care of the people that they know and who they can make come vote for them again to where they can continue to get their job because they only care about getting reelected. That's why we need term limits because, it's sad that you could get a good governor and he's going to be stuck to 8 years. Okay. Used to I don't know if it still is. I believe there's term limits now on the lieutenant governor. I hope so because I am tired of Delbert. Delbert needs to go home because Delbert don't care to save me any money. Delbert don't care but to spend and keep old Benny Thompson happy. I mean, Delbert is the cancer inside the Republican Party. Yes. Because, he was all, and they were all bragging about the 9 or 10 people they got out of Benny Thompson's district that were Democrats to become Republicans. All they did was they joined the rhinos to make the rhinos stronger. The conservative people in the real Republican Party at the Mississippi House and at Senate, they don't attribute to that thing. And then when we send people to Washington, they'll talk conservative to get elected. And then once they get to Washington, I'll be damned if they don't become rhinos because rhino gets you along. It keeps you in office forever. What are you going to do? What are we going to do in order to step up and say, we are Republican state. We are conservative. We are people. But I mean, when a politician only has to go after 20% of everybody out there. I mean, because that's how many people vote, 20%. I'm talking to the 80% of you who will not show up to vote, who will, and there will be, and of y'all, you're going to hell because you lie. Yeah, lying will get you into hell, and you lie because you say, oh, I voted. And we know you didn't because 80, when you're standing there with 10 people, 8 of you didn't vote, 2 did. But anyway, I'm getting worked up this morning. Y'all, my doctor's not going to be happy. They're going to say those stents aren't working. We're going to get some more stents in there. Okay, we'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show here on WYAB. WYAB.
Hey.
1039 WYAB.
The weather is heating up and the deals are even hotter at Mazda of Jackson. Right now at Mazda of Jackson, you can drive home your dream Mazda with low financing rates available. 2.9% for 72 months on most models, or finance 36 months and pay just 0.9%. That's right, 0.9%. Experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. It's time to choose Mazda. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road in Jackson. If you want the best health care, where do you go? The Mayo Clinic. If you want the best care for your vehicle, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic does foreign and domestic vehicles and diesel repair. Mayo Auto Clinic has ASE certified techs with over 25 years of experience. You can extend the life of your car or truck when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic. For cost-effective repairs and maintenance, go to the best. Mayo Auto Clinic. Open weekdays at 7 a.m. Highway 18 in Raymond.
CBS News Brief. Both the White House and El Salvador's president are snubbing a Supreme Court order to return a man mistakenly deported to Central America. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
There will be another hearing on this case today in Maryland. White House officials told us yesterday, even if Abrego Garcia is brought back to the United States, they'd just deport him again.
A second Columbia University student's been taken into custody by ICE agents for months. Democratic Senator Peter Welch.
I do not believe we should be deporting people who are here legally just because the president doesn't like what they say.
Jury selection begins in New York today in a legal redo for Harvey Weinstein, a year after an appeals court overturned the landmark Me Too verdict against him. Legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
Retrying this case 5 years after the first one presents a challenge. Some of the Me Too outrage has subsided, and fewer people are demonizing Harvey Weinstein these days.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Rapid Oil Change has been the fast service leader in oil changes for over 40 years. With parts to fit most makes and models in stock, it's easy to see why we are Central Mississippi's leader in fast service. We feature brands like Castrol, Mobil 1, Rain-X, Lucas, and Full Throttle. We do more than just change oil with services like wiper blades, new tires, tire repair, cabin filters, air filters, and much, much more. Open 6 days a week and ready to serve. Stop by one of our 6 fast-friendly locations today. We accept most national fleets, and local fleets are welcome.
Looking to boost productivity and morale in the office? Let Huey Magoo's bring a delicious stress-free lunch right to your workplace. Perfect for team meetings, client presentations, or just a midday pick-me-up. Hand-breaded and grilled tenders, sandwiches, and salads. They make it easy. Just pick your favorites, and they'll deliver everything right to your office. On time, no fuss, no hassle. Whether it's a working lunch, team celebration, or just because, let Huey Magoo's handle the meal, and you handle the business. Huey Magoo's. Make someone smile today.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday at McBee's. It's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
This ad is for all the guys who work hard and they expect their truck to do the same. At RPT Commercial, we have the accessories to help you on the job site. From names like Bedrock flatbeds, WeatherGuard toolboxes, Nap-High service bodies, ARE camper tops, deck storage solutions, and so much more. Stop by our new store on Highway 80 in Pearl and check with our expert staff and see what they can do to make the job just a little bit easier on you. At RPT Commercial, trucks live here.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
And I am Chip Matthews right here on WYAB, the voice of reason, the voice of the truth, the voice of everything else going on in the world. And you tiptoe through the tulips. And that reminds me of the Canton Garden Club yesterday, beautifying the square, putting out flowers. And we thank you for that, and helping to dress up that square. And we need to get some more businesses on that square. That's why I need to be the mayor. I will go out and find them, probably open 1 or 2 myself. I've been known to, but we got to do something. We got to do something. And one of those things is it's absentee day, so you can vote absentee. I'll remind you that. It's also Holy Week, so remember Easter is this Sunday. So as a message to the person that first got you to go to church, your parents, your grandmother, grandfather, or just a good friend that got you to go, in honor of them to carrying you to church, why don't you go to church this Sunday? Just, put on your, and look, and I noticed that it doesn't go this way all the time anymore, but used to, you put on your Sunday best or your Sunday clothes. You had your Sunday shoes, you had your Sunday suit, you had your Sunday clothes that you'd wear because you weren't allowed to play in your Sunday clothes and your Sunday shoes. You get them all muddy and messed up. But get out and go to church this week. It would be good for you, and you'd be gathering. You'd be with people 2 days before the election, and you could ask, what are we going to do about our city being what it used to be? And this goes for Canton, this goes for Jackson, this goes for everywhere. I mean, every place in Benny Thompson's district are Christians. Okay, we're Christians first all across Benny Thompson's district. All across his state, we are Christians. And I would say it's in the 80 to 90 percentile. A lot of people would say, oh, it's not that. Now, participation in church is just like voting. It's down to like 20% or 14%. It's awful. Get up, go to church, get out, start to vote, get out and meet your neighbors. And don't wait till a tornado comes through and blows your whole neighborhood away and you go talk to this person and say, oh, I wish we had talked before. We all get along now. Dramatic things and bad things happen and people get together because you got to have the support of each other. Well, what you don't understand is we've been in political war and a political storm for a long time in Jackson and in Canton, 40 years of it. So what do? You start fixing it where you can fix it. Clean up where you're at. If you came out and your house was blown away, the first thing you do is go out there and straighten your mailbox, make you feel good. Then because your mailbox makes you exist. Used to, it was the phone book that made you feel like you exist. There ain't no phone book anymore. But anyway, straighten your mailbox. That's where everything comes. And you come back toward the house and you start picking up everything on the lawn. And you start fixing it, looking at your house, saying, what can I fix? What can I not fix? What am I going to need to do? You're devastated. That's the same way you should feel about the city of Canton and the city of Jackson. You should feel devastated that it has gotten to where it's at. And what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? The most important thing you can do is go vote. Go to church. Get some religion in you. Get your backbone back. You need a little backbone in your life to where you know how to handle things, and then go to church. By Friday, we're going to be having a sale on balls. That's what we're going to do, because you got to have the balls to go do what you got to do. That's just the facts. That is the fact. And Canton, I will be on the ballot in June, but right now, it is more important to me to push the Democratic candidate that truly could beat me, and that would be Tim Taylor. But I'm pushing Tim Taylor to be on that ballot because if it's between me and Tim, I'm going to be happier with our situation in Canton. Okay? I don't know how good he is at attracting businesses and this, that, and the other. My goal is to make the square in Canton be like Oxford. I can't imagine why it can't be this close to all the people that live in Madison and Ridgeland and all the people that live out in Lake Caroline and all of that. I mean, there are people that would come to Canton. If you had like 10 restaurants on the square and some men's clothing stores and women's clothing stores to shop, guess what? Canton used to be like that. Canton used to have everybody coming to the square, and it'd be just like a big outdoor mall. It'd be just like going to the Renaissance, but it probably could be cheaper in Canton because the property's cheaper. Not that I'm trying to cut anybody out, but I mean, that's the way it works. You can rent a building in Canton for a lot less than you can in Ridgeland and in the high dollar places. And those places are built like that for a reason. But I mean, slowly we're looking at the roads going through there just falling apart, and they're fixing to put in. And I think they would have done better to build that new part of the shopping center back toward 51, because at some point you're going to have to address Highway 51 back to the reservoir, Ridgeland, because that block from the reservoir back to County Line Road, all that is nothing but apartment complexes that are 50, 60, 70 years old, and they're gonna fall down, and the people that are moving in them, they're coming from Jackson. We all know that, and you've got to have control of them. Shooting up and down County Line Road and stuff like that, it occurs, it happens. It doesn't make the news. It amazes me how many people get killed in Jackson every week, or somebody gets shot, and they can't do 30 minutes of news on the TV to let us know the truth. Let's go to the phone and see what's going on. Good morning, WYAB. YAB. Hello.
Good morning, Chip.
Hey.
I think one thing you need to do when you get in office is the first thing you need to address is the flooding around Canton.
Flooding in Canton. Imagine that. They can't be having flooding in that. We've had 40 years of studies. 40 years of studies. There's no way that we have a flooding problem in Canton. No, 40 years of studies.
Well, and please do the Canton residents a favor too. When you get into office, don't put Truly in over CMU.
Well, I mean, that's their goal also. Truly, the current mayor, who has no legal votes when he got into office, I remind everybody, I was the only one with legal votes in the last election. And of course, the state did not back me, because our state is made of people that want to get reelected and they don't want to upset any Democrats. But I digress. Yeah, I will make sure Truly is gone.
That's two things.
I mean, it's the truth. What else you got on your mind? I mean, where are you going to cut trees this morning?
Well, actually going to Flowwood.
Flowwood.
We cut 97 trees going into Lost Rabbit yesterday.
And this is a real issue, and I see everybody complaining, and I see piles of woods on the side of the road. When a tree company puts your tree down, it doesn't matter where you're at. If that tree company isn't a tree company that's going to haul that tree off, do not believe that the city's going to come by and pick up your tree.
That's right. If especially in the city of Madison, any tree contractor is required to haul their tree off.
Oh, and that's the same. And I saw that post for someone in Canton too. Everybody's going, I put my tree out there after we cut it down and nobody came and picked it up. No, they're not going to.
Well, now in the city of Madison, if you cut your own tree down, you can get it out. If you can get it out to the road, but it's got to be certain parameters, like no longer than 5 feet long, and it's got to be stacked no farther than 6 or 8 feet from the road to where they can get it with a grapple truck. But
I mean, it seems like we need a tree cut. I mean, the reality here in Central Mississippi that people don't realize is we have a lot of trees that need to come down.
That's right.
And
people don't realize the expense in hauling a tree off.
Well, heck, when they call a tree company and they go, that tree's going to be $1,500, that tree's going to be $4,000, that tree's going to be $7,000. That is real. That's happening out there.
Yeah, and I've had some of those, but the truth is, in January, like the southern Madison County rubbish field went from $7 a cubic yard to $9 a cubic yard, and that doesn't seem like much, but it's a huge expense. Plus, you've got payroll to meet for hauling it. You've got expensive fuel, trucks.
I mean,
it's part of it.
I mean, that's it. And I mean, at least the price of gas will come down eventually. It's not down low enough for you to call it a victory yet, but it's coming. Thanks.
I mean, it was only $97 to fill my truck up yesterday.
Well, that's not bad. Does it need to be filled up again today?
I'm at half a tank right now.
Okay, so we get a free day. And if it rains, you make no money.
Chip, have a good one.
We'll talk to you later. Thanks for calling. This is WYAB. I am Chip Matthews, and let's take another break here, and we'll be back with more of me telling you that you need to go vote today. Yes, you need to go vote on WYAB. Yes, you need to go vote on WYAB.
1039 WYAB.
Get the jump on the season at the #1 stop for all your boating and custom water sports needs, Smith Marine. Crest pontoons are here. Come experience luxury and style with a 90-day, no payment, no interest financing option with approved credit, plus a 1-year Seato membership, free cover, free Bimini top, and free inflatable tube. And these crests are pre-rigged with Suzuki motors and Suzuki's industry best warranty. Smith Marine also buys quality pre-owned boats with consignments and trade-ins on the res in Ridgeland and at smithmarinesales.com.
If you ever been stuck on the side of the road with engine trouble or because of an accident, you know how frustrating that can be. I'm Chad Stevens of Chad Stevens Wrecker Service. We'll help take some of the stress out of this stressful situation. We've been rated by AAA as one of the top 10 towing services in the entire USA. Why? Well, just ask our customers. So keep our number in your cell phones and call us if you need us. 662-755-8645. That's Chad Stevens Wrecker Service. 662-755-8645.
An American home just doesn't seem complete without that flag hanging from the pole on the porch. And where do you get that flag? In Jackson, it's at a Complete Flag Source, I-55 North. You'll find U.S. and Mississippi flags in all sizes. And yes, that new Mississippi flag is available along with international flags and all state and territorial flags. They can build your flagpole and repair that ragged old flag. It's at CompleteFlags.com. That's CompleteFlags.com. Scammers have many tricks for stealing your money, but the AARP Fraud Watch Network is here to help you protect yourself and your family. During the month of April, AARP Mississippi is shining a light on ways to stop scammers from taking advantage of you. Find out more and learn about events at aarp.org/ms. Again, that website is aarp.org/ms.
You know what's a nightmare? We've all seen that movie where the bad guy's coming and your gun jams up. Luckily, that's just a movie, but you can't take the chance it could happen to you in real life. Hey, y'all, I'm Therese Apel from Dark Horse Press, and I've written stories about a whole lot of situations where people needed their gun to work for them. So if yours is moody or likes to jam, you need to take it to Guns & Gear. Let their professional gunsmiths look at it and fix it so it'll work when you need it. They're the absolute best at what they do, and that's why I buy all my guns from them. That's Guns & Gear in Gluckstadt. Check them out today.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Lime Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Doctor, the AC doctor, what's your diagnosis? My whole house was hot as a fever. Now my house is frozen, cause my air conditioning's on. Doctor, my AC's broken. Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
The AC Doctors is your one-stop provider for air conditioning and heating installation, service, and repair. Contact us for money-saving repairs and lower energy bills.
Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
Google the AC Doctors and get some relief today. TheACDR.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
And it is Tuesday morning. I am Chip Matthews right here on WYAB, Remember, coming up at 7 o'clock, the one, the only Clay Edwards Show right here on WYAB. He will be saving Jackson. He'll be saving you. Yes, saving you. He will tell you what you need to be doing. And if you'll do that, you can actually save the area you're from. And then remember to listen at 9 o'clock. I'll be back for my second hour on Tuesday. I do a second hour on Monday and Tuesday, and we'll pick up where we left off and remind everybody what they need to be doing. And then at 10 o'clock, it is the Jameson Haygood Show with the Good Fight. Don't you miss it. And then at noon, it's Sean and Lindsay. And then at 4 p.m. from deep inside the cauldrons of talk radio, Radio Strongman, Kim Wade. Yes, Kim Wade will be in, and he will be your next mayor of Jackson. I will be the next mayor of Canton if people get out and vote. But for now, we need to know who we're running against. So you got to vote Tuesday. You got to vote next Tuesday. But you can vote absentee through Saturday at noon this week. And if you're in line at noon, you can still vote as long as you're in line by noon. Okay? So we need to, if you're going to vote absentee, if you're not going to be around Tuesday, and if you're going to go on vacation or whatever, you got your excuses. Start saving your community. Start doing what you need to do. Go vote. Go to church this Sunday. It's Easter Sunday. My grandmother will be proud of me to know. She used to always think that I should go into ministry broadcasting, and I just used to say, I don't know about that. But I'm slowly, at my age, thinking that maybe I ought to go that way. Maybe my grandmother was right. My grandmother's always been right. She used to tell me in church I'd say, look, there's wasps. She goes, that's the devil. That's the devil trying to keep you from paying attention to the preacher. That's what you're doing then. You're watching that wasp. Yes, that's the way it was. That's the way it was. And there's some truth to that. The devil is working his magic all over, and the devil is really working his magic all over Jackson, because as you look at your city fall apart, same for Canton, as you watch your city fall down around you, it's because the devil is making sure you do not talk to other people, that you do not go do the things to get your house in order. You've got to get your house in order, and it starts with your community. It starts with your community, and you just got to clean it up. You got to clean it up, and you clean it up politically, and you clean it up physically. Now, you are inside a city that you're paying taxes for, where they have a whole bunch of people working for them that's supposed to be doing this stuff. And if they're not going to hold their employees accountable to clean it up and fix it up and do the right thing, then you have to hold them accountable with your vote and get rid of them. Because we don't have a ballot initiative. We don't have a recall. And those are two things that we need to get on to Tate Reeves about before he calls this special session, to add that in, along with making sure they budget the things that we need to do here in Mississippi. Well, that's going to do it for me, Chip Matthews, for the 6 a.m. version. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for those that get up this early. I'll also be back at 9 o'clock this morning for some more information for you people, some much needed information, because you know what? I'm going to be back to tell you that you can go vote today. Yeah, that's right. I'll be back and talk about it. I will talk to you about it until I'm blue in the face.